They did it again. WWE just buried another rising star right in front of our eyes, and if you didn't catch what happened on Raw this past Monday, you need to hear this because it's absolutely infuriating. Javon Evans, one of the most electrifying young talents we've seen in years, just got fed to El Grande Americano like he was some nobody on Main Event. And before you come at me in the comments, yes, I said what I said. This wasn't just a match, this was character assassination, and we need to talk about why this keeps happening in WWE. Drop a comment right now and tell me if you think WWE is deliberately sabotaging their own future or if I'm completely off base here, because what I witnessed on January 19, 2026 has me questioning everything about creative's direction. Let me set the stage for those who missed it. Javon Evans walks out to that Raw crowd with all the momentum in the world. This kid has been tearing it up in NXT, bringing an energy and athleticism that reminds you of a young Ricochet mixed with the charisma of Montez Ford. The fans are behind him. You can hear it in the arena. They are chanting his name, they are invested in his journey, and he's got that rare quality that you just can't teach, that it factor that separates the good from the legendary. Then out comes El Grande Americano with his over-the-top patriotic gimmick that feels like it was pulled straight from 1985. Now don't get me wrong, I'm not hating on Americano as a performer. The guy can work, he knows how to get heat, and there's definitely a place for that type of character in professional wrestling. But here's my problem: why are we positioning him to dominate someone who should be protected and built as the future of this company? Quick question for the Wrestling Zone family: do you think gimmicks like El Grande Americano still work in 2026, or is WWE stuck in the past? Drop your thoughts below because I'm genuinely curious where you stand on this. The match itself started with promise. Evans came out with that explosive offense we've come to expect, hitting a beautiful springboard crossbody that had the crowd on their feet. His timing was perfect, his execution was flawless, and you could see in his eyes that he was ready to prove he belongs on the main roster. He hit this incredible sequence where he bounced off the ropes 3 times, ducked a clothesline, leapfrogged over Americano, and connected with a devastating dropkick that sent the veteran stumbling into the corner. The commentators were putting Evans over huge, talking about his unlimited potential and how he represents the next generation of WWE superstars. Michael Cole was practically selling his soul hyping up this kid's future, and Corey Graves was doing what he does best, adding that layer of credibility by comparing his athletic ability to some of the greats. Everything was clicking. The crowd was hot. Evans was looking like $1 million. Then it happened. The momentum shift that made absolutely no sense from a storytelling perspective. El Grande Americano starts mounting his comeback, and suddenly Javon Evans, this ultra-athletic phenomenon who's been booked like a superhero in NXT, starts looking like he forgot how to wrestle. His missing spots, his taking huge bumps that make Americano look like Brock Lesnar, and the whole dynamic of the match just shifted. Here's where it gets really frustrating, and I want you to pay attention to this because it's a pattern we've seen over and over again. Americano hits his signature running shoulder tackles, the crowd gives the expected reaction, and then he signals for his finishing sequence. Evans is selling like his entire body is broken from moves that honestly shouldn't have had that kind of impact based on how the match was structured. Now, I know what some of you are thinking: Wrestling Zone, it's just one match, you're overreacting. But am I though? Let me ask you this: how many times have we watched WWE call up someone from NXT with massive momentum, only to feed them to a mid-card act in their first few weeks on the main roster? Apollo Crews? Ricochet? Keith Lee? The list goes on and on. Before you answer, let me throw another question at you: who do you think was the most wasted NXT call-up in WWE history? Comment below with your pick because this conversation needs to happen. The finish of this match is what really sent me over the edge. El Grande Americano lifts Evans up for his Statue of Liberty Slam, which is essentially a modified spinebuster, and he plants him in the middle of the ring. 1, 2, 3. It's over. Javon Evans, who should be racking up victories and building credibility, just lost clean to a guy who's been floating around the mid-card for the past 2 years without any real direction or storyline. But wait, it gets worse. After the match, there was no moment of respect, no indication that this was a hard-fought battle between two competitors. Americano celebrated like he just won the WWE Championship while Evans was left lying in the ring looking up at the lights, and the camera just moved on to the next segment like nothing significant happened. No follow-up, no backstage interview with Evans showing fire and determination, nothing. This is the type of booking that creates apathy in the fanbase. When you don't protect your young stars, when you don't give them meaningful victories or at least strong showings in defeat, you're telling the audience that they don't matter. You're conditioning fans not to invest emotionally in these performers because they know WWE creative is just going to pull the rug out from under them anyway. Let's talk about what should have happened in this match, because I guarantee most of you watching this video could book this better than whatever we witnessed. If WWE was determined to have Americano win, fine, make it competitive. Have Evans showcase everything that makes him special. Let him hit his high-flying offense, have him come within a millisecond of getting the victory, and then have Americano use his veteran experience to catch Evans mid-flight and counter into the finish. That way, Evans looks incredible even in defeat, Americano looks smart and experienced for outsmarting the youngster, and you've created a foundation for a potential rematch or rivalry down the line. Instead, what we got was a squash match disguised as a competitive bout, and it helps absolutely nobody. Here's another thing that's driving me crazy about this situation. Javon Evans has a unique skill set that WWE desperately needs. In an era where everyone is talking about work rate and athletic ability, Evans brings both in spades while also having genuine personality and connection with the audience. This isn't some generic create-a wrestler, this is someone who could be headlining WrestleMania in 3 to 5 years if handled correctly. But if WWE keeps booking him like this, if they keep treating him like just another body to fill time on Raw, we're going to watch another generational talent slip through their fingers. And before you say he'll be fine, one loss won't hurt him, let me remind you that perception is everything in professional wrestling. Once the audience believes you're not a big deal, it's incredibly difficult to change that narrative. Quick question for everyone still watching, on a scale of 1 to 10, how confident are you that WWE will course correct with Javon Evans? Let me know in the comments because I'm really interested in the temperature of the fanbase right now. What makes this even more frustrating is that we've seen WWE do this right before. Look at how they built Cody Rhodes when he came back. Look at the careful, methodical push they gave Gunther. These guys were protected, given meaningful wins, and positioned as stars from day one. Why can't they apply that same philosophy to someone like Javon Evans? The talent is clearly there, the crowd support is clearly there, the potential for marketability and merchandise sales is clearly there. So what's missing? Is it a lack of faith from creative? Is it generational bias where the older decision makers don't understand what connects with today's audience? Or is it simply laziness and the unwillingness to commit to long-term storytelling? I've been covering WWE 4 years on this channel, and I've seen countless examples of baffling booking decisions, but this one hits different because we're watching it happen in real time. We have the opportunity right now to speak up as a fan base and let WWE know that we care about Javon Evans and we want to see him succeed. That's the power of social media, that's the power of engagement, and that's why I need you to share this video and make some noise. El Grande Americano vs Javon Evans should have been a launching pad. Instead, it feels like a stumbling block. And unless something changes dramatically in the next few weeks, we might be looking at another case of wasted potential added to WWE's already lengthy list. So here's my challenge to everyone in the Wrestling Zone family: make your voice heard. Tweet at WWE, comment on their social media posts, let them know that you're invested in Javon Evans and you want better for him. Because if we stay silent, if we just accept mediocre booking as the standard, nothing will ever change. Drop a like on this video if you agree that WWE needs to do better, subscribe if you haven't already because we're going to keep holding WWE accountable, and most importantly, comment below with your thoughts on this entire situation. Should Evans have won? Should it have been a non-finish? What would you do with Javon Evans moving forward? This has been Wrestling Zone, and I'll see you in the next one.